Hello again, everyone. Deflect here, Firm at Fair Gaming. Well, there's been a lot of changes. 10.2.6 is upon us, and a lot of class tuning is going on. I'm going to run through the class tuning. Basically, a lot of tier sets were changed because obviously they've been need to be tuned over the past 3 seasons to the new season. So that is a lot of what's going on. Uh, Blood DK, Heart Strike, Blood Boil damage increased by 20%, was 10% for the two piece. I think this is supposed to be the four piece, unless it's a double two piece, which would be weird. Chance of gain Vampiric Blood increased to 10% was 5. So I don't know if that's all combined in the two piece set or not, but that's going on. And then they also have this one marked as both in the two piece set bonus. So damage of Frostworm Furies increased by 5%. Effectiveness of Frostworm Fury increased to 30%, and Howling Blast damage increased by to 20% was 10. So Frost getting some buffs on their tier set. Balanced Druid getting some buffs on their tier set as well. Star Surge and Starfire increase the damage of your next Wrath and Starfire by 30%. Stacks up to 3 times. Was 20%. So that's a 10% buff each time, stacking 3 times to the tier set. And then your four piece, when you enter Eclipse, your next Star Surge Starfall costs 15% less astral power. So you're going to have a shit ton of astral power. And it's going to deal 40% was 20% increased damage. So it's doubling the damage as well, which would be a huge increase to balance. Evoker, landslide costs reduced in mana by half and sleepwalk costs by over half. Not huge. You don't really cast sleepwalk a shit ton. Devastation. Two piece disintegrating pyre to pierce the enemy for 18% was 12, so it's a 50% increase on that. And then four set is empower spells damage by 12% was 8, so another 50% increase. So decent, getting a little more damage out of devastation. Preservation. This is the tier set I didn't want. As if you watch my other videos, I didn't like the reversion, echo reversion type playstyle. I thought it was kind of shit, but that was just me. I wish they had Spirit Bloom with the hots, but I lost out on the voting. Increase the healing reversion by 50% was 35. For 8 seconds was 6. So getting longer duration and a much better heal, which is alright. Increase healing and damage of Living Flame by 50% was 20. So that's a big, big increase in damage and healing on Living Flame. It's not your top damage, but it is a big increase. Reversion, critical heals now extend reversion by 2 seconds regardless of haste. That's a great, great increase. Emerald Communion will now give an error message and fail to cast if used in Diamond Ice. Oh, excuse me. Hunters, Survival Hunter getting 50% on their tier set for the two piece damage, and then it's a 10% increase. Well, it's going up 10% from 40 to 50 on their four piece. Mages, they are getting Sharing Embers now increases damage taken by 6% was 5 and lasts 2 additional seconds. So they're going to take. This is actually a nerf. Uh, which is weird. Very weird. Added an activation overlay for Fury the Sun King. So this is a very weird one. A little nerf. You just take a little more damage as a mage. So I didn't play with that tier set. That was during the God comp with Fire Mage, Shadow Priest, Og Evoker. Mistweaver is getting some changes, and this is what I'm going to be maining is Monk. So this is going to be interesting. There's a new talent, Dance to Chiji. Your spells and ability have a chance to make your next spinning crane kick deal an additional 200% damage. Always good. New talent. Pure into Peace. 5% of your overhealing done onto targets with Soothing Mist is spread to 3 nearby injured allies. Soothing Mist now follows the target of your enveloping mist or vivify, and its channel time is increased by 4 seconds. Huh. That's to compensate raid and maybe a little bit of PvP. I didn't play Soothing Mist in PvP. I was still fist weaving. That's interesting. I will have to play around with that one. I don't. My Soothing Mist, I don't believe is a lot of my healing. So I don't know if the 5% of the over healing done is really going to matter because most of my healing was enveloping mist. So I would have to go over the logs and really look at that. Resplendent mist now causes gust of mist to have 30% chance to do 75 and 150% more healing was 50 and 100. So they're giving more healing there. Peace mending is now 1 point talent and increases the healing allies receive from enveloping mist and renewing mist by 40%. Okay. Oh, okay. I gotcha. So this it used to be a 2 point. It was 25% per point. So 2 points used to give you 50%. 1 point's going to give you 40. So you're freeing up a point, and getting almost a 2 point value. That'll be interesting. There's lots of good points that I could use that in. So this should be a very great change. Windwalker just getting increase in damage through the tier set both ways, which is very good. Always a little more damage is going to help because they've been asked here for damage this whole X pack. Holy Paladin increase Holy Shot critical strike healing by 80% with 60. That'll be good. Holy Paladins, we're looking for a little more healing throughput. Prism healing by 40% was 80. That's half. Holy Prism healing was increased baseline in Guardians of the. Okay, so they're just adjusting this because of um it was adjusted after, so their baseline was adjusted. They're trying to compensate. So overall, it should be a buff because its tier set was older. Light's Hammer healing increased by 20%. Okay, so it should be an overall buff to Holy Paladins. They're just compensating for the increase they did to Holy Prism. Protection. Ally of the Light versatility increased to 8% with 6. Okay. Hammer Righteous, Blessed Hammer, Crusader Strike, your parry increased by 7. So it's just a little more defensive, a little more verse. Priest, Leap of Fate no longer interrupts spellcast from the ally it was used on. That is really good. That's always awesome. So if a priest yanks you and you're casting a spell, it won't stop it. Wow, a lot of holy changes. Okay. So I don't play a lot of Holy Priest. I play more disc. Cause your next to cast a Holy Fire to be instant, cost no mana, and incur no cooldown. Oh, wow. Target now extends the duration by 7 seconds. Okay, so Holy Word, that's an interesting one. That should do well. Flash Shield Heal, Prayer Healing, Circle Healing, increase the healing done by your next Holy Word spell by 6%, stacking up to 5 times. Wow, that seems really good. Lightwell has been redesigned, creates a holy Lightwell. Every second Lightwell attempts to heal a nearby party or raid member within 40 yards that is lower than 50% health and applies a renew to them for 6 seconds. Lightwell casts for 2 minutes or until it heals 15 times. Huh. Cooldown reduced by 3 seconds when cast Holy Word Serenity or Holy Word Sanctify. Interesting. And then all healing done reduced by 7%, so they are getting nerfed there. Holy Fire mana cost reduced to 0.4 mana was 1, so they cut that down. Holy Fire is definitely reduced mana. Holy Word Chastise mana cost reduced to this. Resonating Word causes Holy Word to increase the healing done of your next flash heal, prayer of healing, circle healing by 40%, lasts 30 seconds. Divine Word now increases the effectiveness of your Holy Word spells by 30%, was 50, so that is another nerf. Casting Holy Word, Chastise, and Divine Word active now increases damage dealt by 20%, refunds 15 seconds from your cooldown of Holy Word, Chastise instead of previous effect. I don't know what the previous effect was. Holy Word, Sanctifying Divine Word now blesses the target area and heals 5 targets, 1/6, healing done increased by 25%. Okay, so they're nerfing some things and then buffing some other areas. Interesting. Casting Holy Word Serenity and Divine Word active no longer increases the critical strike chance of flash heal. Okay. Chorus now increases the healing of Healing Circle 5%, stacking up to 20 times. Was 2%, stacking 50 times. Okay, so you just do it in shorter times. Cool. Peripheral now heals for 100% more than most injured allies. In effects, it was 30. That's a big increase. Has been renamed to Voice of Harmony. Voice of Harmony now calls Holy Nova to reduce the cooldown of Chastise and additional Holy Fire. Gales of Song is now 1 point talent, where the values of the previous 2 point version. Okay, so that is getting an extra talent point out. That service now connects to Say Your Prayers. Important recovery has been removed. The final 3 rows of the talent tree have been reorganized. So there's a bunch of talents redistributed around here. So big changes for Holy Priest. I know they are one of the most played healers right now. A ton of people are playing them. So I don't know if those are good, bad, or indifferent, but it seems like they were nerfing some, buffing some, so kind of keeping it in the same area. Shadow Priest getting a buff on the tier set. Interesting. So increase the damage of Mind Blast by 40 was 30. Increase the Devouring Plague damage to 18 was 15. And causes every 4th casted Devouring Plague to increase Shadowy apparitions damage by 100% for 10 seconds was 80. So buff to the Shadow Priest. That'll be good. Restoration, Healing Stream Totem is now increased critical strike by 15%. Force set increase the effectiveness of critical heals to 220 was 250 instead of the usual 200. Destruction. Consuming soul shards has a chance to grant you Chaos Maelstrom, increasing your critical strike chance by 15% for 10 seconds was 10, so a nice buff there. Critical strike deals 212 was 208 damage instead of the usual 200. Okay. Arm set, 2-piece. Bonus damage for Mortal Strike and Cleave increased to 15 was 10. And the 4-set bonus damage and critical strike chance increased to 8 was 5. Fury, 2-piece set, bonus damage crit chance to Rampage increased to 12 was 10. And bonus damage increased 30% was 25. And crit chance 12 was at 10 on Bloodthirst. So lots and lots of buffs and class tunings to get through. This is all in preparation this season 4, so you're going to see a ton of this going on each week while they try and balance it out. A bunch of Alduar time walking things they fixed. And it looks like some looting items, pet battles, and some PvP things. Okay. So that is a class tune-in. If you have any questions, as always, leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe, deflect, firm with fair gaming. We'll see you in the next video.